What is up, Honey Badger Nation? This is John Kitchens, and welcome to episode 166 of Expert Mentors Live. I'm excited, man. We've got one of my favorite human beings on the planet back on with us, Mr. Curt Shewell. How you doing, brother?
John Kitchens, I'm doing so well, I can't even stand myself, my friend.
Man, I really appreciate you you jumping in here with us and adding some value back to the Honey Badger Nation. I think it's what, third trip on the show with us. And
one. Hopefully I start getting better where it's, better for you.
If you guys haven't checked out the previous episodes with Curt, absolute fire, absolute gold, and I know today's going to be no different. And so, Honey Badger Nation's growing exponentially, and so I know a lot of the Honey Badgers out there haven't had an opportunity to meet you yet, and so I would love for you to just give the Cliff Note version, give a little background about yourself, and kind of then let's dive in.
Sure. I'll be real brief on this. Guys, I've been in the biz going on 18 years. I started off in new construction, so that's how I got into real estate. Never had any intention of being in real estate. I always tell the story. I didn't find real estate. It found me. My daughter got sick, and I had to take a leave of absence. I was a corporate guy, regional VP for Honeywell, and so when that happened, I took leave of absence, and then she was getting sicker, so I had to resign from my position to try to find a cure for her across the country. Did all that, and then I got a phone call from a guy that said, "Hey, I know you're really in bad position. You need a job. I told him I need a miracle job. I don't need a job. I need a miracle job." And I said, I need somebody who can sell something real expensive, big ticket item with a massive commission. I know how to sell, but I just don't have time. And I need to get a phone call that says I got to be at St. Jude or I got to be across the country. And I'm gone for 6-8 weeks at a time. And my job has to be there. Somebody has to close my business. And then when I come back, it has to be there. And sure enough, this guy says, well, good. I'm the vice president of sales for Pulte Homes. And you live in a Pulte home and you've been through our experience. So you know what we have and what we sell and how it works. Why don't you sell houses for me? And I was like, selling houses, never thought of that, but I guess I can do that. Sure. My first day there, a client walked in the door while I was signing my hiring papers. And he says, well, I'll get it. I said, no, let me take a swing at him. So he's like, what do you do? I said, I don't know. When I screw up, jump in, right? What's going to happen? And I said, welcome to Pulte. And I took him down that path. And I just asked a bunch of questions. And he sat there listening. And he was like, that was really good. You just asked all the right questions. Well, that's what sales is about. That's what real estate's about. So over my course of my career, obviously I closed those people my first day and I said, well, this real estate thing's easy. Little did I know, right? It's not that easy. But my first client that I ever met with who walked in the door, I sold them a house. And, they were living in a hotel. They were a reload. It was like the perfect scenario. So I sold my first house my first day and, $425,000 sale. And I was like, yeah, this is easy. I love this. I can do this all day. And I'm like, is this how it works? Everybody walks in. I just sell them a house. He's like, yeah, do that. So I had a great career at Pulte. It really was a lot of fun. Then the market crashed. And when the market crashed, I started a company called Marketplace Homes, where we were helping people that were stuck, who couldn't move into the next house. Their values were below. They couldn't sell their house because they'd have to lose money to do it. We found a way to make that happen. I would guarantee lease their house up to 6 years, put them in a new home with a builder. So again, I used my builder roots, my builder connections, and had people buying new construction during the downturn. And I was able to keep some builders in business. That was like 70, 80, 90% of their business. And it was a lot of fun. And then I opened a brokerage after that with one of the builders who I was working with. And there was 3 of us that started that brokerage. That was a franchise type model. And we know how franchise models are, right? A lot of work and little reward. But at the end of the day, I did that path. So I learned a lot there. During the course of my career during the Marketplace Homes days, I sold over 4,000 homes just during that period. So I found a solution to the problem in the crash. When we came out of it, well, I had those same people renting houses, lease options for the people that I sold houses for. So I already created my backfill of all my sales there. So I was able to sell those people the houses that they were in. So I really created a market for myself when it came out, and it was really a lot of fun. Made a lot of money. It was great. It was best thing I could have ever done. And then during that time, I had met a guy named Mark Z, and Mark's the biggest team in the state of Michigan. He's number 15 in the country, so he's kind of a baller. He's the real deal. And Mark, mastermind with you guys, right, Johnny, with Jay and Michael and Dan and Curtis Johnson, those guys. So Mark was part of that group, and he brought me into that group. So then I got to know those guys, via phone call, type scenarios. And I was just blown away by what you get when you sit at a table with the best in the business and you listen to what they say. It changes your life. So I literally on a Friday met with Mark, got on a conference call with these guys, went home, told my wife, I'm walking out of my brokerage in about an hour and I'm leaving. And on Monday, I'm joining with Mark and we're going to go join in this company called EXP. And my wife was like, wait, stop. What?
Hold on.
Nuts?
Pump the brakes.
Yeah. So that's what I did. And she trusted me. And, I'd done really well in real estate and I found that it was a perfect spot for me. And I was able to help people in a real sense, and the more you help, right? If you want to get everything you want in life, just help enough people get what they want and you'll get everything you've ever dreamt of. And that's happened to me. So I'm probably the most blessed guy you'll ever meet. I'm the most fortunate guy on the planet. I can't give enough thanks and appreciation. And I've always been able to get good people to want to let me sit at their table. And I'm, dumb enough to be the dumbest guy at the table and smart enough to be the dumbest guy at the table. Right. So it really works. And I've been truly blessed that way. And joining with Mark was just phenomenal. He put me into this. That's how I met you. And now I get to deal with Honey Badger Nation. And what an amazing group of people. And if I can give every day, all day, I still can't give enough.
Yeah. It's really powerful. Your story is awesome. And being able to, making, those decisions right in those moments. And it's really cool. So I know you're definitely an asset, not only where you're at, but also, like I said, an asset here to the Honey Badger Nation. So let's dive in. I see you got, the perfect brokerage back there. Today's kind of topic was around selling homes, but it kind of starts with that foundation.
Well, it does, right, John? In selling in today's market, if you want to be out in front, you want to beat your competition. Today is about value, right? Yesterday, your client didn't know how to even find the houses. Well, today they do. The internet's changed. Zillow has taken over our market. They really have. Zillow is top of mind for your client, and Zillow is top of mind for the agent. Let me tell you what I mean by that. And you have to really digest this because if you don't, you miss the boat. Zillow owns the minds of your client because they're the number one lead generator out there, right? So right now, that's the place that has all the leads. Well, your clients, if they're looking for, I wonder where I'll find a house. Do they go to Remax.com and start Googling around? No. Do they go to Keller Williams? Do they go to EXP? No, they don't. They go to Zillow.com and go look for houses. Well, they own your client right out of the gate. How much does your house sell for? Well, what does the client do? They go to Zillow to see what the hell's estimate says their house is worth, and they believe it, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Agents, what do we do, John? We teach them. Do your CMAs, right? Do your market audit, do your maximum value audits is what we changed it to, right? To really dive in. You get a stack of papers, you walk in their house with this, all right, folks, I got it here. I've got the secret recipe, what's going to take to sell your house and how much we're going to get and why we're going to get more. And they go, well, his estimate said my house is worth $290 and you said $250, so you're out and I'll wait for the next guy that says $290. You're like, are you kidding me? Right? Yeah. So the last thing we do as agents, when I say they own us, is they own our mind, right? Because I know when I'm walking into a listing, I have to go check Zestimate before I go in there, so I know what they think their house is worth.
Right.
That's just the ball game. So our clients are more educated. So when I say it's a value proposition, it is more today than it ever has been. Because John, if you, me, or anybody else is walking into someone's home and saying, "Hey, I want to help you sell your house," or "I want to help you buy," that's the first step. I have to stop going in there and selling them anything, right? Everybody wants to buy, no one wants to be sold. You've probably heard that. But what does it really mean? That means it's not about you. Get yourself out of the way. It's about them. And if you're really, truly trying to help them, and they believe it. Everybody, on the planet, right, doesn't care how much you know until they know how much you care about them.
That's right.
If they believe it, you can help them. So we don't want to sell anything. And I tell our agents, and this is what I teach now, Johnny, and I learned this from you, right? I'm one of the best in the business. You're probably the best coach I've ever met. And I mean that sincerely. But it comes to selling homes and teaching agents how to do the right things. You are by far the man. So what I've learned from you was, stop selling, right? No, everyone wants to buy. They don't want to be sold. So stop selling them. Start helping. So I teach our agents, you do not sell anything. You help people buy and you help people sell. That's your job. That's what they're paying you for. Just do the right thing. And if you do, you'll be rewarded handsomely with a ton of cash. That part comes, right? The money's the byproduct. We have to make sure we're up front. So the value proposition is everything. What does you sitting down with them help them? What does that do for them? What does it line up for them? What does it make it easier for them? What does happen if they choose you versus someone else? Well, your value proposition is everything. So if you're not starting with value, if you're not starting with what you can do for them, and that you're truly here to help them, then you've got nothing because they believe what they see on the internet. They believe what Zillow tells them. So stop falling into that trap. Okay? Stop. Stop selling. Stop telling how great you are. Beat your chest. Stop it. Stop it. Right? Because here's the truth, Johnny. How many great agents are there? Well, 10% of the agents do 90% of the homes, right? You know, it's not 80-20, it's a 90-10. Well, okay, well, what do the rest of the 90% do? They go, well, I know somebody who's great, but I'll be really great because I'll be the average guy, like that commercial. Well, I'm not the best, but I'm okay. Well, nobody wants okay. Right? Well, how do I say I'm the best? Kurt? That's what I get from my agents all the time, right? And when I'm coaching and training them, first thing I tell them is, what's your value? What do you bring to the table? How do you beat me? How do you beat John Kitchens? How do you beat Jay Kinder? How do you beat Mark Z? Well, you show them that you're going to give them everything you've got for them. You're going to be the end all be all for them. Well, how do you get that? It's by asking the right questions, right? You've got to ask the right questions. Stop asking what their favorite color is and seeing, oh my God, you're a dog lover, me too. And oh my God, my Fluffy. Let me tell you about my Fluffy. And this is what happened. Blah, 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 blah. Like, please stop talking about yourself. They don't care. No, I'm building rapport. John, you know, and again, listen to you all the time, right? I'm a big fan. Why? Because John Kitchens will teach you. Same thing I'm going to tell you right now. Stop building rapport by trying to become their friend. They have friends who are real estate agents. They have friends who have friends who are real estate agents. They already have rapport with them. They know them. They have family members who are agents. That's not what they're looking for. Rapport is the value you bring them. Bring them value. That's the rapport I want. Think about this for real. We talk about people have to buy with people they know, they like, and they trust. Yes, that helps, but here's the truth. They don't have to necessarily like you that much. They have to know that you have value to them.
You can help them solve whatever they're trying to solve. You got to find out what are they trying to accomplish. It's just everything that you're just talking about, right? That's why when you go through CHSA and you get into law of expertise, the very first thing is ask the tough questions, right? You've got to be really good at asking questions and listening to what their real problem is and what they're really trying to achieve. And then that's how, I mean, that's money moves to people that can change, that can fix problems. Provide solutions to whatever they're needing.
My man, that's it, right? I hear you say it all the time. It's all about the solution. So there's always a problem. Are you the solution? That's the value proposition you bring. I can solve your problem. Working with me will make all the pain go away. I can help you get from A to B where you need to be, period, right? So I can take you from A to where you need to be. There's what they want. That's all you want. I can help you. That's all they want. So when you start looking at it from that perspective, you're good. Here's the big trap, John. And again, you and I have talked about this many times. When I talk about the perfect brokerage, and that's why I like doing that presentation on the perfect brokerage, because if I asked you, John, and I asked all the agents on the planet, what is the number one thing about your brokerage that you love? Everybody says the same thing. Let me give you the 5 pillars of real estate. This is what your real estate business is built upon. There are 5 pillars holding up your whole business. It's the support, it's the leads, it's training and or masterminding, it's owning the company or owning your business, or sharing in the revenue that comes in. This is where all real estate lies. It's all right in here. These are the pillars. So if I said, what's the number one pillar of real estate? What's the thing that makes you work for Keller, for Remax, for your franchise, this broker, that person? What's the biggest thing that they give you? Every one of them tells you the same thing, John. Oh my God, they give me so much support. I get my support. I love my broker. My broker loves me. I love my broker. I'll tell you what, here's the truth, Johnny, right? If someone is going to pay me $18,000 a year, $20,000, $30,000 a year, I will be your best friend. I will love you to death. You ain't seen love till you give me $20,000. I will love you. Like I'll call you every morning. Good morning, Johnny. Time to get up, my man. Yes, you are. You're a killer agent. You're the best. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're gonna be so good today. You're gonna be the best agent today. Okay, honey. I'll call you tomorrow. Click. I'll wake you up every damn day and just talk 30 to you in a year. Oh my God, you're so good. For $20,000? Hell yeah, I'll do it. No problem. That's not support, guys. Guys, stop. This isn't adult daycare, right? Right. Our job isn't to be you, right? Johnny Kitchens is not your job to be their engine. It's not my job either. It's to be their rudder, to steer them down the path that keeps them on the road that's paved. So they stop falling into the potholes. They stop going into the weeds. We want to keep them on track. Here's the biggest fallacy. Everybody says, my broker's so great. I love the culture. I love the support. I love what I get. Guys, anybody you're paying $20,000 a year to should be falling in love with you. So you should get all the love on the planet and the support, right? Here's the truth. That's not what you need. Well, yes, it is. Well, here's the truth. The reason your broker talks to you about their support and I will answer your calls, I'll call you back. I'm your guy. I'm your girl. The reason they say it is because here's the truth. Here's your 5 pillars of real estate, right? Here's the 5 things that hold your business. How many leads do they give you? Oh, yeah. None. Oh, okay. Well, how much do they pay for your training? Do they have a formalized training platform of the best of the best? Do they have the best trainers training you? Oh, yeah. No. They can't give you that. Are they going to let you own the company? No, they own it, right? They bought the franchise. It's theirs. They ain't never going to give you that. But there's always that platform, right, Johnny? If you're a baller agent and you just sell enough homes, they're just going to give you some ownership, right? Yeah. No one ever, right? That ain't going to happen. And then, well, you're my baller. You're my number 2 or 3 or 5. You're my number 1 agent. You're my best agent. You help bring in more money than anybody. So what are they going to do? Give you money at the end of the month and say, hey, we had a killer month. Let me just stroke you a fat check for 10 grand. No, of course not. So they can't offer you anything. They offer you 0, so they got to sell you on the support. Because that's all they've got to sell.
The only value proposition.
Exactly. There's 0 value. That's my point. Leads are like air. If you don't have any leads, you can't breathe. Right.
That's right.
So if we really break
Curt, here's Curt, the reality of that right there, right? And this is what Clayton Mask at Infusionsoft taught us. He says, man, it's all about the things that's going to provide cash. And it's like, and then we talk about, well, leadership is everything. And he goes, you know what? With enough cash, you can go buy the leadership. And so that's what I love about what you just shared right there. Is that if you don't have the leader, if you don't have the the people, the leads, the opportunities, and how to convert them, then you get the money and then you can go buy the support. You don't need to walk into support. And so that's really key.
No, you said it yourself, right? Think about it. What is it that you want? Do you want a handout or do you want a hand up? Right? Nobody wants a handout. Don't hand me something. Help me. Give me an opportunity. That's all I want. Give me a chance. Give me a real honest to God chance. Please help me. Give me the direction. Show me the path. Tell me exactly what to do and I'll do it. That's what most people really want, who want this for a living, who really want to do this and hit a home run with it. It's what you just said, right? I can get all the support I want, pay for it, or I can just go to any place I'm going to give people money because you're paying for it. That's what agents don't understand. You're paying for that, right? You're getting this crappy support thing because you believe that that's what you're getting. You're paying for it, right? Give me an opportunity, man. Give me leads. So what is that? This is the air we breathe, right? Let's put it in flat out terms, man. You want to breathe, I got to have air to breathe. But the problem is I still need to know how to eat because I got to have some food and water, right? So I got to be able to breathe and I have to have my food and water. Well, here's my food and water that creates the air I breathe, right? So everybody says, okay, my support's number 1. Well, we know that that's a complete fallacy, but people believe it. So this is why I have to really take them, and it needs to be visual for agents because agents are typically visual people. That's what most of us are, right? When you break it down, they tell you, well, I don't get any of the rest of this. My entire career relies on it, but I don't get any of it. I get that. Well, we know that you're paying for it. You're getting slighted. So the truth is you need leads. Well, how do I get the leads? Well, guess what? You jump into a coaching platform. You get a John Kitchens to coach you, right? One of the best at this is how you create leads. I mean, this guy's a lead creating genius. And he's a giant in the biz. This is what John Kitchens does. So when I look at this and go, what in the world would I need more than anything? Well, I need the leads. Well, how do I get them? Step one. Right? Number 1 is not support. Number 1 is not even the lead, though that's what I need more than anything. So I got to breathe. Well, I got to eat. So I got to get trained on how to get the leads. Step 1, learn how to get the leads. That's your first step. Step 2 is now, right? I got the lead. So now I got the lead. So I learned how to generate leads. Now I've got this person. Now I got to get this person, right? Step 2, get the lead to say yes. Right? Yes, I'll work with you. Right? No, I won't work with anybody else. Make no your friend. No can be, you can close with no. I'll teach you that all day long. But the truth is, you need them to say yes to you that they'll work.
You have to turn it to cash, right?
That's it right there. This is the cash. You're right, Johnny. 100%. Right? Guys, you're the expert right here. This is what I'm talking these days. Right? So there's the cash. Step 2 is getting them to convert that lead to getting them to say yes. And here's the problem. Then the agent goes, all right, I generate a lead. They said yes, Johnny. Now what do? Oh, shit, right? They said yes. Now what to do? Well, now you got to convert that lead into somebody that's actually working with you, either letting you list their house and or buying a house with you, and you're going to get some offers and offers and get the skill done. So step 3 goes back to here. This is the part agents really fail at. I learned how to get the leads. I got the people to say yes, and then I just threw up all over them, and I ruined it, and I ruined my lead. This is the problem. Step 3 is back to the training. So first, I got to train on how to get leads. Second, get the lead to say yes to me. Third, now I got to learn how to take this lead who said yes. What do I do with them now? Here's how you close them. This is how you close a deal. That's where the money's at. Step 1, step 2, step 3. We haven't got the support yet. Because now that I've got a deal in play, now that I've got a contract accepted, or now that I've got a listing up that I'm getting offers and I'm negotiating, now I need support, right? Now I need, okay, tell me the process. How do all right, I did this, I got them here. How do I get this thing across the finish line? Here you go. This is where I'm going to teach you about, here's how you get the title. This is how you fill out the paperwork. This is how you take this. This is the process. Here's all the help. That's the support you need. You got to eat, guys. You got to breathe and you got to eat. You don't breathe and eat and get that cash that Johnny's talking about. You got nothing. You don't need any damn support until you've done all the work. Now I need some support, right? I don't need somebody to wake me up out of bed and say, oh my God, it's a sunny day. Get out of bed.
Yeah.
You got to do that, right? This is when support comes into play, way down here. But yet we all think, and most agents will tell you, oh, the support's everything. No, the support is so far down the line. Like you said, Johnny, you could pay a $250 transaction coordinator to do all the support for you and the paperwork and everything else. So don't get caught up in this. And this is what happens. We go to places where somebody tells us they'll love us. They'll take us like a little pat us and they'll feed us and tell us we're good and cuddle with us. That is not what you need to make money. That's not how you're going to win this game. You're going to lose this game sitting in that. That's the problem. That's what all franchise models have. It's not that they're bad people. Please don't misunderstand what I'm saying. They're great people. The problem is they don't have anything to offer you. That's the problem. You have to do all this. Zero value. What we're talking all day, right? That's this whole thing today is about this. So understand the value. What is it? What value do you bring? So this is what happens. Later down the road, we start doing the deals. We start making some money. Everything starts with production. Everything. Now, the truth is, if I'm in a franchise model, we know how that works, right? Franchise models, you can never have ownership. You have to buy your way in or you're out. So you're the worker bee bringing in all the money. You just don't get paid any of that because you don't share it because you're not a partner, right? So you can't. The only place you can do that, you have to be a cloud-based brokerage to do it, because franchise models, you can't. It's a pyramid. Franchises are a pyramid. We'll talk about that in a minute. So ownership is down the road, right? So what happens is then you get big enough, you start creating your own teams, you start owning your own brokerages, opening yourself. Well, that's where this goes, and that's what happens. Now, the people in Honey Badger Nation are at EXP because you're at a cloud-based brokerage. I'm going to cover that in just a second, but the truth is, you get ownership the day you started. So you're already ahead of the game because you get ownership on your first closing. So you're already there, right? Then we start talking about this. That's a whole nother conversation for a different topic for a different day. But the truth is, this here was a driving force for me because I knew that I could do this and teach agents to do this. And if I could bring them in and help them with this, it all starts with production. If I can help them sell more houses, make more money selling houses, well, then I'm building my revenue, right? Building my revenue sharing. Now I can really build an empire. Now I've got 2,000 agents, right? I mean, next week I'll do my big announcement for my 2,000 agents. It's kind of cool because I built that in 3 years and 5 months. So that's really neat. And again, did that from listening to Johnny Kitchens, did that from listening to Jay Kinder and Dan Beer and Kyle Whistle and Curtis Johnson, Chuck Fozzie, those, right? Brent Go, listening to the people that are already doing it at that high level. That's how you learn. So guess what? You're here, guys. That's why the mastermind is the greatest thing on the planet, and EXP learned a way to get all the best to mastermind with you. That's the money. So to me, that's the goal. But I got to dig first, right, to mine the gold. So first thing I have to do is learn how to get my leads. So I got to be trained to get leads. Johnny Kitchen's going to do that for you. Then I got to learn what to do, get the lead to say yes. Now I got to learn what to do once they say yes. So I go back to Johnny Kitchens again. So Johnny can teach me how to freaking take them down the finish line. Then I get my support, my love, my brokers, my friends, and my upline, my downline, my sideways lines, whatever the hell I got, there's my support. Now I got it. Now I'm making money. Then I start looking at, now that I'm making some money, what am I doing here? Well, you should have some ownership understanding, right? We'll teach you that. There's your stock, your ownership, partnerships. There's that. And then you'll start down here. So that's how all your pillars come together. But guys, it starts here. Don't be confused. It doesn't start there. That's the last piece of this piece of that puzzle right here. It starts here, goes to here, comes back to here. Constant training, constantly getting better, constantly sharpening that saw, constantly understanding what's going on in the market. If you're not on a mastermind call every single Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, an hour of your day each day, then you're not really working in your business or on your business. Excuse me, you're working in your business. Mm-hmm. I mean, one of the best and worst things I ever hear, and I get so angry with my agents, they get mad at me because I get mad at them. Sounds bad, right? But I get mad at them because they want to tell me how busy they are. I'm like, hey, how's it going? I'm so busy. It's okay. And I look at their numbers, right? And the first thing I say to them was, great. Can we have an honest conversation? They all say yes. And then they hold their breath and then they say, permission to coach, right? Permission to coach. And when they say yes, I'm like, okay, You gave me permission to coach, and you said I can be honest because you want me to be honest. Is that correct? Great. Tell them, stop being so damn busy and start being productive. You're wasting your time. You're not making any money.
Yep.
Right? You know what you're doing? You're looking for support. Stop it. Stop it. Stop. I don't need any more damn support. Stop it.
I need you on activities. Yes.
Right? Income producing activities. Johnny Kitchens all day, right?
100%. You've got to. It really is at that point, right? And that's the true definition of productivity is getting the results. So whatever result you're looking for, if you're not getting the result, then you are just being busy. And I love how you put it, right? You're just being busy looking for support, or you are trying to be the support, and that's still not going to help you get the results.
Yes, worse.
It's worse. So you have to get clear. One, you have to get clear on what the results you want. So now you understand those activities to be able to get, allow you to be productive. So 100%. It really is. Yeah.
100%. And I teach them on the productive piece. It's like, look, you don't consult for free. Would you go consult for free? Well, no. Then you're doing it every day. So stop. Right. It's what you outlined it perfectly. Right. They go from being busy searching support or being the support. If you're being the support, you're consulting for free and you're wasting your and their time because you're not helping them. You're not helping them at all. But you convince yourself you are because you both left feeling good. Yeah. You didn't make any money. Right. You're not doing income bearing activities. If you're not doing actionable items that can absolutely bring production to the table, you're not doing anything that's helping you. So please stop. And that's the first thing that I talk to them coaching, right?
Yeah.
So 100%. Understanding, right? And one of the things is once you understand, and I get a lot of agents to get hung up, they're like, okay, Curt, you taught me how to get the leads. Great. I'm a lead generator. Awesome. Right. We do a coaching call every morning and I'll learn this from you guys to give it for free, put it out there, help these guys, right? Show them how to do it. Right. Then get them into some kind of a consistent coaching. And you've got to be consistent because, Mark Z, that's kind of his biggest bandwagon that that's the drum he beats every day is the top performers are one thing. They're consistent, right? Whatever they're doing, they're consistent about it. They don't stop doing it. This is where I make my money. This is what I keep doing, right? We have the joke. I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to throw this here, on our wall here, right? Now, if you can read it well, but it says, they always say that they never see you at the club. And I always say, well, I never see you at the bank. Right. So it's kind of our mantra of like, look, what are you doing and how are you doing it and why? Right? Why are you getting out of it what you're trying to get out? Are you putting in what you're getting out? Or are you getting out what you put in? And they're not, right? It's both ways. They see it one way. That's the problem. They see it through a small lens one way. It's two ways. It's two ways. So when you're selling houses, and I get this a lot, they're like, okay, Curt, you taught me how to generate leads. You taught me how to convert them to get them to say yes. Now you got me converting them. Now I've taken them down the path. Now I got them out looking at houses. Well, who the hell's going to teach me how to sell a house? Because here's the truth of real estate. This sounds terrible. You go out, you spend your 40 hours. You act like that's a lot. In 1 week's time, you get a license. Kind of scary. However,
real scary.
And we joke about it in my boot camp trainings. Right? We call it that's the fast track to being a shitty agent. Right? You spend 40 hours and you're a shitty agent. You haven't been coached. You haven't been trained. You don't know how to sell a house. Right? And here's the truth, John. What do we do for a living? We help people buy and sell houses, but yet nobody knows how to sell a house. And they're like, well, I've been selling houses for 10 years. Okay, great. Well, how efficient are you? I don't know, Curt. What do you mean? It's okay, great. You show me how you sell a house. I'll show you how I sell a house. You tell me which way is the more efficient way that's going to close people at 85%. And I ask them, can you close at 85%? And then they look at me like, well, how would you ever know? I said, well, here's first problem. You're not even covering your matrix on your own business. You don't know how many homes you show. You don't know who you sell, blah, blah, blah.
You don't even know where the problem is.
Right. And when I was listening to you in Nashville, one of the coolest parts of what you said was identifying where your problems are, right? Know where you start. And we talk about this all the time. And we talk about this in day one of boot camp. If I want to know where we're trying to get to, I want to know where you want to land because you're telling me where you want to be. Well, the first thing I need to know is where the hell are you starting from, right? That's right. If you want to get someplace, the ends typically depends on where you start from. Now we can put a plan together and they don't even realize, right? That's what you said, John. They don't know where the problems even lie. They don't know what their own issues are. They've been doing this for 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, and they can't figure out why they're not increasing their production. It's pretty simple. You don't even know where your problems are.
Right.
Fair?
Yeah. I don't know where I can't help you if I don't know what it is where you're trying to get to, and then where you're at and kind of what the problem is in between. Sure. And so I love that. At least, man, you guys listening in, you've got to track. You've got to keep track of your activities. You got to understand the process of what it takes. How many leads do we need? How many conversations do we need? How many face-to-face appointments do we need? How many times do we need to ask? And that'll get us the results. You're right. They get fixated on the servicing side, but they also get fixated on the end result, and they're not obsessed with the activities in the beginning that lead to what it is that we're trying to accomplish. And I know today's selling home in today's environment, but what everybody needs to, I hope, takes away what Curt's given you guys. He's giving you a foundation that'll work in any market, right?
Wow.
Today's market, the market if it does something crazy, it shifts, right? And there's a lot of the newer agents, they just don't know what they don't know. They didn't get to ride through 07, 08, 09.
Right.
And it's been good for a long time. And so when things change, because it will, do you have the fundamentals? Do you have the discipline? Do you have the consistency to be able to sell homes in any market?
That's it. And that's, Johnny, thank you. Because that was the whole premise of this, is selling in today's market. Well, here's the truth, right? We talk to them, be obsessed with the process, be obsessed with the process. And there's no truer words. It's a great thing. The problem is they don't know how to start their process. And I think we fail them. And I say, if you're a leader, you're a coach, you're an influencer, you're helping these people, they're trusting you. You tell them, trust the process. The problem is they don't even have one, right? We tell them, no, trust the process. And they're like, what's the process?
What's the process?
Your dad told you your whole life, work smarter, not harder, son. Work smarter. I'm like, okay, Dad. And then I said, what do I do next? He says, well, you got a paper out. Go get 2. I'm like, yeah, that's smarter. No, it's not. It's harder. Right? I'm doing twice as much. And he said, yeah, but you made twice as much. Dad, I'm killing myself and I have no time. Right?
That's right.
Twice as much. That's not smarter. That's working harder. Getting somebody else to go deliver your papers. That's smarter, right? You get your paper without having to do the work and get all your time back. That's smarter. So we start learning this. So what happens is we tell them, trust the process, which is absolute gold. The problem is you got to make sure they have one, right? So what is the process? So you help them with that. So what we're able to do, and I start them off with, since your job is to sell houses, help people buy, help people sell, but your job is to sell the house, right? So if you're selling houses, well, how do you get somebody to buy a house? Well, I take these agents out, like I said, agents that have been veterans for years, and I tell them, show me how you sell a house. And the first thing they do is they go, well, I meet the client at the house. And then I tell them, yeah, come on in. We go up, I open the lockbox with them, and then, open the door, and then they walk in, and I walk in behind them and, tell them, yeah, take your time, look yourself. I don't want you to feel like I'm being pushy and all this garbage that they say. It's like, you're not helping them at all. And then the other agents go, oh, I walk them through and I tell them, this is what we're doing. Let's go, chop, chop, chop. We're going to be here. We're here. We're looking here. We're looking here. That's the kitchen. Yep, this is the bathroom. Let's go upstairs. Let's get. What are you doing? And they're like, oh, I can show 5 houses in an hour. I'm like, why would you do that?
Right.
And I asked him, well, why in the hell would you do that? It's like the movie Tin Cup. Remember where he says, I played the whole round with a 7-iron. And the other guy looks at him and says, he goes, can you do that? He goes, well, I never ever would ever want to. Why would I ever do that?
Why would I want to do that? Yeah.
Why would I want to? And it's funny because then it shut him up because he's like, well, yeah, I guess I'm stupid. Well, I'm not saying agents are stupid. Please don't think I'm insulting agents. But there are a lot of shitty agents out there because you just don't know. That's what makes you a shitty agent, not that you want to be. Nobody said, sign me up, Johnny, and please show me how to be horrible. Nobody says
exactly
that. So the truth is you got to start selling houses, and I'm going to give you an easy one. Sell from the outside in and learn and understand this process. Step 1, close them on the community. Make sure that they're buying into that community. That means the schools, right? I want this school system. Well, that's the community. I want safety. I want privacy. I want land. I want to be right in the heart of where the shopping centers and everything, the convenience are. I want to be near hospitals. I need to be where everybody's got a different need in their life. But why they're choosing the community? I want that mailing address, whatever that is, right? Schools tend to be a large one for most of the population that we sell. Schools matter. Well, even if you don't have kids in the schools, it matters because the school district sometimes will help you raise your property value. So they look at these perspectives, right? So sell from the outside in, guys. Learn to understand what is it about that community that they want. The problem is agents are so quick. Oh, you want to see a house in West Bloomfield? It's a very expensive place in Michigan where we live. And they're like, yeah, oh my God, because they're seeing dollar signs. Stop it. Stop it. It's not about you. It's about them. First thing, find out, okay, so that's the community you want to live in. Great. Find out why. Ask them the right questions, guys. Stop just saying stupid crap. Ask them the right questions. Great. That community, okay, does it have everybody looking for? What's important? Blah, blah, blah. Now, so we sell community, we sell neighborhood, right? That's the second piece. So let me just give you the 4 right away. So it's community, neighborhood, street, house. Now, what do I mean? The
Mm.
community, it doesn't have these schools. I can't live there. I have to have my kids picked up by the school bus, and it has to be there. It can't be school of choice. It has to be where the bus picks them up. Okay, this community, these 8 houses out of the 10 you showed me, here's a list of 10 houses you showed me, great. 8 of them are not in that school district. They're nearby, but they're not. Has anything changed? Can you take them to school? No, they have to be on the bus. Then 8 of them are out. Agents will still show them these 8 houses. Well, what if they like it? It doesn't matter. If they can love the house, they can't buy it, right? But we're so obsessed.
It's asking the questions, man. It's just so crazy that, for us, it's like, just reactive, but it's the whole needs and wants analysis that you've got to get clear on that lifestyle that's important to them. And then that is where you maintain control of the process by, hey,
oh, man,
this doesn't fit the criteria. Has your goals changed? Just exactly what you said. They're like, no, we still have to fit this criteria. Okay. Oh, so, man. So good.
Community, neighborhood. Okay, great. This neighborhood in this community, because sometimes community is messy. Community means you could have this school district or that one, right? It could be 2 in the same one. It happens all the time. So great. So now we got community, neighborhood. Now it matters. Neighborhood fit the community requirements that they want. Yes, it does. Great. Now neighborhood. If there's a neighborhood and they're going into a subdivision, so let's just play this out. They're driving into a subdivision. Well, you know that you looked at the map. Maybe you don't even know the sub. You looked at the map and you're like, okay, there's 2 entrances to the sub. You can come in and off of this street. You come off of here. Which one's the main entrance? Because there's always one. If you aren't having your clients come into that sub through that main entrance, then shame on you. Yeah. Right? You're missing the boat. Neighborhood is about the experience of coming home. This is where I live. This is where I feel great. This is where I feel safe. This is what all the XYZ and reasons they gave you that they want to live here come into play. So now the neighborhood, does this neighborhood work for them? Right? Bring them in through the main entrance. Is it a boulevard entrance? And Johnny, unfortunately, a whole bunch of our agent friends, they don't even know what the hell that even means. Oh yeah, well, Boulevard Street Avenue. You know why they call them those? Most agents don't know. A boulevard entrance is a split entrance. It's got a little island in there, right? It's got common areas. So you have an in and an out. Might be next to each other, or they might come together, but they're separated. That's a boulevard. It's a boulevard entrance, right? They don't know this. You need to be able to talk this way because now, one, you start impressing your client because you call shit by the right name, and they start realizing your value. This is where you, by asking questions, did you like the boulevard entrance? Now they're like, half of them don't even know what that means. They're like, yeah, coming in, yeah, it looked nice. Did you like the stone wall? Did you like the entrance you came in? It's split. There was a boulevard. Oh, that's letting them know. Always by asking questions. You don't tell them anything. You ask them everything, right? So stop telling people stuff. Start asking them, right? Did you like the entrance? Oh my God, that stone wall was like, oh, you're killing me. My sister's going to die when she comes here. Exactly. That's the reason you have them come in through the main entrance. Whatever it has, it's going to be the nicest entrance they have. Bring them there. I don't care if it's there in the back of the sub and the other entrance is right there. So what? That's an exit for them. You bring them in this way because this is the way they're going to have their friends come in. It matters. This is how you sell houses, people, right? Community, neighborhood. Take advantage of the neighborhood. If they've got a pool house and a this and a that and a yada, 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 it's on a golf course, great. Then you drive them in through the side that showcases that. They need to see it. If you were selling a damn timeshare and every one of you sat through one, you're lying if you didn't, because you all did. You sat through. What do they take you through? Every coolest amenity they got, and they show it to you, right? If you're not doing this for your client, then you're selling your client short. You wonder why you're not selling them houses? Why you're showing 10, 20, 15, 30 houses? What's wrong with you? Why the hell would you ever do that? You're wasting your time and you're wasting their time and you're not treating your client right. Because if you're showing 20 houses in today's market, I promise you are doing a disservice to your client. You were a shitty agent because you are not listening to your client. And you're certainly not.
You got to, right. So remember, you got to ask the questions first, right? To even be able to listen to your clients. So you got to, kickstart that process. So let's bring that there, right? So you said, neighborhood, street, house.
Community, neighborhood, street, house. So now here we're in the sub. Now we asked them to come in through the right way. Now they show up at the house, you're there. Now for you, and I get this from agents all the time, we are going to close 50% of this sale right now, right here in front of the house before we ever step in it. Agents make this massive mistake. The first thing you want to do is rush them into the house. Stop it. This house could have a whole bunch of things going on here. So when they pull up to that house, how did you like the drive in? That's the first question you ask them. This is your going back to asking them what have they thought about the neighborhood. How did you like your drive in? And so I asked, hey, how'd you like the drive in? Well, oh my God, man, over here, this corner, there's so much congestion. There's a railroad track there. There's lights. Oh my God, the traffic is terrible. This is horrible. No is our friend. Would you buy a house in this sub knowing that that's there? Oh God, no, I can't live here. Well, good. I think we need to know that like right now, because I'm not going any further here with them on a house that they will not buy. Right? Stop showing people shit they can't buy. Stop it.
Exactly.
Step one, start respecting their time. It'll help you with yours too. So step one, how did you like the drive in? Oh my God, that was amazing. Blah, blah, blah. I love it. Great. Now, street, right? Community, neighborhood, street. Now, I've got to open that lockbox. And every one of us that's ever sold a house that's walked in and shown one has gone up to a lockbox that just wouldn't open easy, right? It was a pain in the ass, and the numbers weren't right, and the combinations right, and you're shaking, and you're trying to hurry, and you're rushing. And of course, when you rush, you screw up. So it's not opening. You're yanking. Come on, you're kicking the thing. And you look at your client, it'll be just a second. I got this. And you're pounding on it. You're shaking it. And you're like, as if that's going to open it. But we do it. But we do it anyway. Why? Because we're embarrassed in front of our client. Well, this is really starting off horribly bad. Let's not do that. Really simple. Hey, folks, how'd you like the drive-in? Drive-in was wonderful, this, that, the other, blah, blah, blah. Okay, great, yada, yada, yada. Find out whatever they liked about it. Write it down. You better have your damn notepad or your clipboard with you. You write it down, because anything they say can and will be used against them in the court of closing. You're going to close them with their words, not your words, every single time. I need their words. How did you like the damn drive-in? Oh, loved it. My sister's going to die when she sees that waterfall feature coming in on that. Would you call it a boulevard entrance? Oh my God, that's like amazing. Oh my God, this is so beautiful. Right. Write it down. So beautiful. My sister's going to die. It's amazing. Write it down, because you're going to close them with these words later on. Okay. Their words, not yours. So then we go to, now we're at the house. What you can tell them is, how'd you like to drive in? Great. Blah, blah, blah. Wonderful. Talk to them for a second. You're standing out in front of the house. Tell you what, folks, why don't you take a look here and see where the house sits on the street? How do you like where the house sits? How do you like where the house sits? Now, how many clients tell you, well, I want to be in a subdivision that doesn't have kids. I want to be in a subdivision that doesn't have old people. I want to be in a subdivision that doesn't have this, that, the other. I want to make sure I'm in a subdivision that has blah, 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 blah. Now, half that crap you can't even touch or answer or even talk about because you lose your license, right? So on the flip side, it's really simple. How do you like where the house sits on the street? That's your job, telling them, take a look at your neighbors. Are you okay with where this house sits? Are you good? Because the house next door is got a car in the driveway up on blocks. Looks like it's been there for 3 years because there's a tree growing through it. It's probably been there for a while. Probably isn't going to be moving anytime soon. Are you okay with that? That's what I'm asking him, without pointing it out, saying, boy, your next door neighbors looks like, woohoo, these are some fun people here, right? They can pick it out themselves, but I need to know, because if they see it, here's what agents do. You see an eyesore, you're like, oh God, that's no good. Oh God, hurry up, get them in the house. Why? They can't buy it and they won't buy it, but you just were too afraid to ask them because you're afraid of no. No is your friend. Would you buy, is this house, how do you like the neighbor? How do you like where the house sits here? Boom. Well, that neighbor over here looks like he's got this and that. Oh, yep, sure does. Is that something that would stop you from moving into the house? Ask them. Is this something that would prevent you from buying this house? If the answer is yes, that would definitely stop me. Okay, great. Is there anything else that would prevent you? Is there anything else that would change? If the house was beautiful inside, right, as it is outside, would you still consider it, or is that still going to stop us from buying it? Yeah, I can't remember that. There's no way. They got pit bulls. They got Rottweilers. They got this. They got that. It backs up to a CVS drugstore. There's a Chinese buffet restaurant with the dumpsters at the wall, and there's rats running across it. I can't live there. Okay, great. We didn't see it on the Google map. I didn't see that it was backing up to that. Great. Well, there's a big, electrical tower, and the pictures were taken perfectly where it didn't show it. Okay, great. Then let's get the hell out of here. Why in the world would I show them something they cannot buy? I won't, right? Because I respect them. And start respecting your own time. Trust your process. They're going to respect you more by not showing them something that they cannot buy. And agents, you will fight me on this. They fight me all the time, John. Well, if we're here, we might as well go. What if they fall in love with the house? Again, I asked them straight out. If the house is the Taj Mahal, could you buy it? No. And here's what you're going to do. You're going to screw yourself, because you're going to take them in there. What are they going to find, Johnny? They're going to find a unicorn. They're going to find the one thing in that house that ain't in any other house on the planet. And now they have to have that. You just screwed yourself, because no matter how many more houses you show them, none of them are going to have this damn unicorn. And guess what? Now they can't buy the house. That makes sense?
No, it's fantastic, man. You unpacked a couple really powerful pieces, understanding kind of the model, how they need to operate to survive. But man, what a great way to understand how to properly show And the thing is, guys, I mean, it's like, ah, man, just you save yourself, and as you grow your team around you, so much time by just your question to statement ratio. And that's got to get in check if you really want to excel at anything in your life. Is pay attention. Are you asking more questions or are you making more statements? And you want to be a question to statement ratio that is heavy on questions and less on statements.
100%. Not what you remember. Don't tell them anything. Ask them everything. You can give
That's
them
it.
all the information you want in the
That's
question,
it.
right?
I remember one of Jay Abraham's stories that he shares. That he talks about this, right? If you want to be interesting, you have to be interested.
Yes.
And he shares the story where it's an all day travel over to Asia or somewhere, and he's hadn't slept, but he's exhausted, and we get to that point, right? You're so tired you can't fall asleep, and so the club, the Admirals Club kind of type high end deal, whatever concierge, whatever at the hotel was up on the top floor. So he goes up, and I think he's drinking whatever at that time, and they were doubles. But he sits down with this like high end, some type of. He was either military or he was something just like real high end German guy, and Abraham just sits there and just question after question after question after question after question for like 3 or 4 hours, and they both kind of start stumbling to the elevators to go back to their room, and he looks over at him and he goes, "You are the most interesting person I've ever met in my life." And all he did was just asking him tons of questions. What do you do? Well, that's fascinating. How do you do that? And just go on and on. And so that was one of the great lessons that he taught us so much, but that one of the great lessons that he's taught us. And I think that has really carried over into everything we do, and how it helped us be better professionals, be expert advisors, right? Be truly an expert at your craft.
Yes.
And you've got to pay attention to that question to statement ratio.
Now think about what you just said, John, right? So I'm going to go back. I'm going to be you for a second. You're going to be me, right? Because that's what you just said is so valuable. What's this whole call about? It's about understanding the value you got to bring in order to sell in today's market, right? It's really any
Correct.
market you said. Well, what did you just say? This guy believed that guy brought the most value to him of anybody because he asked a ton of questions. That's all he did. He didn't tell him anything, but he asked them everything. And that's why, man, this guy's really got it. Now, agents listening to this, think about that. I teach my agents to literally go out there with a clipboard in their hand, a notepad, and literally, hey, all the questions that you need to ask them at each step is right here. It's already on your sheet, right? This is the one that says community, neighborhood, street, house. I have it broken down so they don't forget to ask the right questions.
Right.
So they can have it in front of them. And here, how does this sound, John? Think about this. How does this sound? This is exactly what you said. Hey, folks, I hope you don't mind. I brought my notepad. I want to take some notes because anything that you say it's important to you. I want to make sure I write it down so I don't forget anything that's important to you. Would that be all right? Who the hell's going to say, no, don't you be right now? It doesn't matter to me. They're going to look at you and go, they're going to bump their, hey, honey, this guy's pretty good. He really knows his shit. He knows his shit. No, I just said I don't. I'm taking notes. But that's not true. They see me as the expert because you're an expert till you open your mouth, say something stupid, and prove to them that you're not. You're an expert, right? So that's that's a little harsh, but that's the true reality of it, right? So you have questions right in front of you. So don't forget to ask them, right? How simple is that? Then you write them down because they're giving you what you're going to close them with, right? Anything they say can be used against them in the court of closing because you're going to close them with that. So when you're sitting in front of the house, right? When you're in front of that house, Johnny, I tell them, hey, do me a favor. I'm going to go open the lockbox and I'm going to take a quick run through the house to make sure there's no surprises for us. All right? They all say, oh, okay. I've never had a client in 4,000 homes ever say, no, I'm coming up there with you to lock that lockbox. They don't. You tell them, so why don't you do this? Take a look where the house sits on the street. Tell me if there's anything
let me get the key. Let me get the
lockbox outside of this house. If there's anything you would change. Because I'm going to know what they do or don't like. Right? Again, that's all I want to know. So boom, I'm going to run inside because, again, it's another thing I'm going to write down that I'm going to use to close them later on. So now I'm going to go up there and fumble around with the stupid lockbox. I'm never doing it in front of them looking like a fool. It might take me 2 minutes. So what? They're out there talking to each other, looking around, and they're selling themselves and closing themselves on this community, this neighborhood, this street, and this house right now. They haven't even been in it yet, right? You're absolutely helping them close themselves by saying, I can see myself living here. Where's the parking? How many parking? They're doing this with each other, which is what I want. I'm in the house now. Boom. I do a 30-second run through the house. All I need to know is the layout. Where's that kitchen? Back to the left. Got it. Ooh, kind of cool little fancy sitting room, home office, living room over here to the right. Oh, there's actually a private office back then. Oh, French door. Sweet. Okay, so this is formal sitting room. That's the, got formal dining, got the kitchen back left. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4 bedrooms like it says. Great, because sometimes guess what? The ticket doesn't say the right shit. Okay, yep. 4 bedrooms. Masters where? Because I'm going to close them where? In the master bedroom. I'm going to close them either in the master bedroom or I'm going to close them in their favorite room in the house. Because that's where I'm going to close them. That's where their emotions are the highest. Okay? Yep. Master bedroom or their favorite room in the house. That's where you close. Get to that in just a sec. So now I'm up here. So now I know I did it literally 45 seconds tops. I'm in and out of this house in less than a minute. I know the layout of the house. That's all I need to know. Basement's finished or not. Doesn't matter if it's good looking or shitty. Nobody cares. I just need to know where it is, and I need to know if it is or isn't. That's all I need to know. Half bath, full bath, bedroom, this, that, the other. Got it. Boom, I'm back outside. Okay, folks, bring them up to the house, and do not screw this up. When you bring them into the house, now we've got community, neighborhood, street, house, and I told you what questions you're asking them. Back when you come back to get them. Okay, folks, so what did you think? Is there anything on the outside you would change? Well, we did look at the thing down over there. Great. That's what I needed to know. Is that going to stop us from buying out? No, I was just curious. What is that? Oh, that's a this, that, there. Oh my God. Well, that would be wonderful. Well, that sounds great. There's a park. There's a playground set down there. Oh my God. That'd be great. Because if there is, and their hot button was, I need a neighborhood with kids. If there's a friggin' park, you drive them through and you make sure they drive past that park, right? These are the things you guys are screwing up on big time because you're missing the opportunity. We talked about it earlier. Your value is what you bring to the table for them. The opportunity.
You're hitting them in the heart.
Right? Exactly.
You're hitting their emotions, right? So you're doing all of the work for them by checking everything, the logic side, because it checks everything that they need and also possibly some things that they want. And then now you're going right at the heart.
100%.
Right at the emotion side.
100%. So now we're walking in the house. When you walk in the house, do not screw this up. Open the door, walk in and hold the door for them. Let them come in and let them take the door from you. If there's an outside screen door, let them grab it and get themselves in, because you're moving the hard door out of the way and you move with that door looking at them. I already came in. I saw what the foyer looks like. I saw the first things that are here that they're going to see. I want to see where their eyes go. I want to see if they go, wow, that's a good wow. Or if they go, wow, that's a bad wow. I need to see their reaction when they walk.
Heard that plenty of times too.
You bet. Yeah, that's usually dating, but that's another thing.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And I'm like, whoa. And you're like, uh-oh, did you think I was taller? All right. So here's the truth, right? If you see where their eyes go, you see where they're fixated at. And when they bump the other person, they squeeze the other person's hand, any body language, which speaks volumes, 70% of the language is body language, you get their body language walking into the home that 50% of that sale's already been made. All they're looking for is the inside to match what they saw on the outside from the whole experience. Yeah. Maybe community, neighborhood, street. Now we're in the house. This is the last piece of the puzzle. They've already sold themselves on living here. Now, the house has to lay out the way they want. Everybody else thinks, oh, we got to show them the kitchen. Yes, the kitchen's most important room in the house. I got it. I already know what it looks like, right? I already know that it's something they said they wanted or it's not, because this is going to be the home run there. Because once I go through that kitchen, I'm 90% of the way home. I'm closing them in the master bedroom with the 10%. It's done because they're 90% of the way home already, right? They see themselves living. I want to see what they have right there when they walk in there. There's a 5-minute process before you let them start going through a house. And you're going to let them feel like they're doing themselves, because there's a full system. And I teach the whole thing of what rooms you go into, what rooms you do not, right? It's called pushing and pulling, right? I pull them this way. Yeah, right down this way, folks. I don't want them going left now. I want them coming here. Stay here, stay here. I want you to see this first, because this is the path I want them to go, because this is where they're going to see it the best. So I'm doing it for them because I ran through that house. I already know. I want them going here. Come this way, folks. I'm going to show you this, and you guys can take a look in here. You pull them, and then you push them right into the room you want them to go. I don't have to go into these other rooms. They're too small already. I don't need to be in the room with them. I can stand at the doorway and talk to them just fine, right? And ask them all the questions. You tell them nothing. You ask them everything. You want to talk about windows? You ask them, what do you think of the windows? Because I want to talk about the stupid little Mutton Bars. The Mutton Bars, everybody, those are little bars, little plastic things in the windows. Just so you know, they're cosmetic only. They don't do anything other than cosmetic. Okay, they're not seals, and they're not all that bullshit that agents go, oh yeah, those are the things. You ever see the window where it lays a seal and then it fogs off? It's because of those. That's all bullshit. It's not. They're Mutton Bars with plastic window. But what that tells you is when they have the Mutton Bars, they're typically on in front or the side of the houses. They're typically not on the back of the house. It's very rare. Toll Brothers is the only builder I've ever seen that actually puts them on the back on purpose. right? Because the rest of them don't. So they're on the front to the back. When you have this knowledge, you can give these people huge knowledge. Your value goes through. They think you're an expert just because you ask them the right questions. I don't say, hey, Johnny, how do you like the mutton bars in the window? I'm really smart. Don't you know those are what called mutton bars? You don't say that. You ask them, what do you think of the windows? Oh, yeah, they look nice. Or from the outside, they've already told you, God, I love the look of this house. Now I ask you, what do you think of the windows? When we were outside, you said you love the look of the house. The mutton bars are part of that accent that you saw from the front. Oh my God, yeah, you're right, they are. God, you know so much about houses, Curt. You're a genius. You're an expert. Yes, I am, because I'm only asking you the right questions. It doesn't matter what the answer is. You can say, I hate these things. I look like I feel like I'm in jail. Great. Would that stop you from buying the house? No, I just replaced the windows. Sounds great. Move on, right? Doesn't matter. No is my friend. I'm not afraid of a no, right? And if there's something that's kind of in the house, I'm bringing it up. If there's an elephant in the room, be the elephant. Stop being afraid of no. No is your friend, okay? No is your friend. So make sure you understand that. So you ask them these things. If the staircase has the railings that come down and the little swirly things at the bottom step flanges out, it's called a volute. No agents know that. 99% of all the agents have no clue what that's even called. They didn't even know there's a name for it, right? It's just, oh, that's a finished trim work. That looks really nice. What do you think? Trees are metal this way automatic? No, they're not, right? These are man-made little pieces that they have to make, and they add them to it. The reason you bring it up is, what do you think of the staircase? God, Johnny, where are the staircases in 99% of all the houses built in the last 30 years? Yep. Right inside the front door when you walk in, boom, there's stairs. They're right there. So it's one of the focal points when you walk in. They're going to see it immediately, and they look at it. When they're all finished and fancied up, they go, ooh, they like it. They smile. Guess what? They're feeling good about it. Because a lot of people say, I hate walking in. You open the front door and bam, stairs are staring at you, right? They hate that. Well, at the same time, if it's gorgeous and beautiful and it's a focal point, they're like, ooh, I love this. The bottom, the volute, the reason you ask the question, what do you think of the staircase? How do you like the finishings? The volute here has the finishings, these little swirly things called the volute, widens the step out of the bottom. How do you like the way that looks? Don't tell them, ask them. I told them everything. I told them how smart I am. I can increase my value. They think I know everything there is to know about a house, and I'm only in the foyer. You can't screw this shit up if you ask the right questions. This is the stuff that you have to learn. When you know this, you'll close hard because they're going to see themselves in it. Now, the reason you bring it up is because, again, the windows with the mutton bars, that means they upgraded the window because it costs more money to get these stupid plastic things in it. That means it's an upgraded window. They also, the volute, that means the staircase is finished off. That means they spent another $2,500, $3,000, $4,000 to do this. So when it was built, that's hidden value in the house. In the foyer, I'm bringing up $7,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 of value right here. The same house down the street costs the same, but doesn't look like this, does it? It's got a staircase with a straight post at the bottom. It's not fancy. It doesn't look pretty because they didn't spend any money on it. They don't have the crowns up top. They don't have this crap. So the reason you ask these questions is when you show your value going through the roof. They think you're an expert that will never buy a house without you. And then on top of it, you show them, this is the stuff I'm pointing out because this is the stuff I'm asking you about, because this is where the hidden values are. This is why this house is worth an extra 10, 15 grand over the one down the street, just from right here alone.
Upgrades.
The other stuff. Yeah. And when they put all this crap into the foyer, what did they do to the rest of the house? They doctored up, man. They really rocked it out. They added a whole bunch of extra crap. You got to know what that is so you can see the value and show the client. This is how you sell houses, guys. This is why 80% of that home is sold when you're walking through that foyer, and all you can do is get another 10% out of that kitchen, take it to a master, and you close them by using their words, right? And the uncomfortable part that everybody does at the end, Johnny, and I'll wrap up for you, is the thing is, right, they do this beautiful job, and people love the house, and they're like, you like it, right? Oh, yeah. Oh, God, we're hugging, we're loving it. And then they get to the front door, and they stop, and they're like, okay, oh, geez, here's the uncomfortable part. I have to ask you, do you want to buy it? Oh, shit. Okay. Well, hey, so John, you said you liked, right? I mean, like, well, kind of like, well, I know you like the kit. Remember the sink, right? You said you liked it, right? And then, well, do you want to buy it? Do you want to buy the house? You want to buy it? And they do that. Like, what are you doing? Why did this become awkward? They're in freaking bliss. They're in love. Why are you acting silly and stupid? Why do you have to ask some uncomfortable question? Do you want to buy it? Oh, shit, you just turned into a salesperson on me? You were my friend. You were helping me. Now you sound like some sleazy salesman trying to sell me something. Stop doing that. Ask him the question. So let me ask you this, John. The 3 things you told me that are the most important to buying this house was this, this, and this. Sounds like we've checked those boxes. Am I right? Let them tell you. Their words, not yours. Yes, it is. Okay. Well, you told me when we came in. Now take them back through the experience, right? Recap. When we pulled into this beautiful community with the Novi schools that you really wanted, which are the award-winning blue ribbon schools that this has, and the bus stop is right at the corner, 2 houses down from where you live for your little Johnny and Susie, which would be so convenient. And then the park is right here that you said, oh my God. And then with that beautiful entrance with the waterfall, you said it was to die for, with your sister's going to die when she sees it. Are we still in love with that? Do you think your sister's still going to love that? Oh my God, yes. Great. Okay, you also told me this. You told me this. You told me this. You said the kitchen was to die for. Is that still the case? Oh my God, that kitchen's amazing. Yeah, I know, right? Okay, great. And then you told me we're having our Calgon Take Me Away moment in this master retreat, not a master bedroom, the master retreat, right? Where the two of us are going to be gazing in each other's eyes in here with that big soaker tub made for two and that incredible walk-in closet. You said that, oh my God, this is my dream. Is that still the truth? Is it still your dream? Oh my God, it is. Great. Is there any reason we wouldn't take this house? No. Is there any reason you want to sleep in your second favorite house? No. Is there any reason that we would want to go waste time looking at other houses when we found the perfect house for you? No? Okay, great. Is there any reason you want somebody else to buy your favorite one? No. Great. Why don't we go get a Starbucks? I'll start the paperwork out, and you just have to tell me where we're going to start off with when we put our offer in and try to get this thing secured. Because my job comes into play now. The reason you brought me wasn't for this. You brought me to get you this home for you. So let me start my process. Let me start to go to work for you. Let's go get a Starbucks. I'll start the paperwork. Does that sound good? Yes, great. Let's go.
Boom.
It's the only time you're telling them anything.
So awesome.
Okay.
So good.
There you have it. I hope we gave a little bit of tidbits today or something.
A lot of nuggets, brother, as always. And I knew it was going to be packed full, and definitely was. I want you to, for anybody listening in, they're like, hey, Curt, I would love to have that process, kind of what you're talking about, your list. If they were to connect with you, what's the best way to be able to reach out to you?
Probably just you can email me. It's really easy that way because it'll get lost and stuff. If it's in my emails, I'll always see it, right? Because all the unopened ones sit on top, so I have to go through them.
I'm with you.
Curt, Curt at sold by Mark Z, M-A-R-K, Mark, just soldbymarkz.com. Curt, Curt at soldbymarkz.com. Email me anything you need, I'll give it to you. I also do for the East Coast or Central, I do that 7:30 a.m. So it's East Coast 7:30, way late for you guys, but or early for you guys. But I do that coaching call every morning that we do 7:30 to 8, half hour. What we do is we go through strictly on getting listings, role playing it out, overcoming objections. We do that 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday, every single week. So anybody's free to just call in on it, listen in, participate, whatever you want, and that's something.
That's so awesome, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being who you are, and you know what this group is all about, and just coming from a place of contribution and abundance and adding value. And as always, man, thank you so much. And man, can't wait to see you soon. Am I gonna see you in Vegas?
I'll see you in a couple of days, my friend. Yeah, I can't wait.
See you in a couple of days.
And anybody watching, if you want to know where all the gold is, just talk to John. My God, he's the best coach in the entire industry. We're just fortunate to have him with us. Nobody does it better than he does. He's got all these video files of anything you want. You guys, every time I need something, I go to John. Right? He makes us all look better. So thank you, Johnny. I appreciate
Thank you so much. Awesome. I'll see you in a couple of days. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, everybody.